there's too much to do. I should be more productive. The fun can wait. So tell us about how we can talk about them individually, or you can talk about them as a group. Like, tell us how these have come up for you.
Yeah, I think let's go individually because probably a lot of people can relate to this, I think.
Okay.
So the part of like emotions are too much. Oh my God. I am a person. It is what it is. I am a very sensitive person. Since I was a little kid, I'm just sensitive. I'll see an old person and I'll be like sad and I'll help them and, I'll carry their bags. I was like this since a little kid. I could sense other people's emotions. And, and I feel that where I grew up, it was a problem, right? Because you don't want a little child just being like, just serving as a mirror and being like, that wasn't good, you should be doing this. And so, what I have learned throughout the years is that there's nothing wrong about being sensitive. And I know that a lot of times people will try to turn that on you and being sensitive is a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing. I remember when I was having a conversation with my partner years ago, and he was like, "Oh, you're being so sensitive." And I was like, "Yes, I am being sensitive because I am being mistreated. So if I'm not being mistreated, then I will not feel so sensitive, right? Because the rest of the time I'm good." So I just learned to just honor those parts of myself and just let emotions be okay because emotions are okay. But I mean, but it's sometimes it is too much. I'm not gonna lie. To feel everything is a gift because you can come up to me and tell me what you're feeling and I'll understand. I'll totally understand. But yeah, sometimes it does feel a little bit too much, and that's when I use self-regulation and ride the wave of
Mhm.
emotions. You probably saw it in my design that
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
very
And
emotional.
I love that you said that, like, I'm being too sensitive. I'm not being too sensitive because I'm being mistreated. I think that's a big thing for
Yes.
so many of us is like, I am, you're saying something horrible to me. And like, I'm not being too sensitive.
Yeah.
I don't, I'm not going to take that from you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I tell this sentence everyone so they can use it. Like, go ahead and use because people use it against you. It's not because you have emotions, because some people will probably take it and just, assimilate it, internalize it, and just it will eat them away. They will not do anything. But I will externalize my emotions. Thank God I learned how to do that. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and you have an emotional center for those of you who know human design. She has an emotional center that's connected to her throat. So this is really getting those emotions out is
Yeah.
really important. And she goes through emotional waves. I feel you. I feel you deeply. I do too. I have this same gate of like being there can be some shame that
Yeah.
shows up because you're like, I don't know if you've had this experience where you share very deeply with somebody and then you're like, Brene Brown calls it the vulnerability hangover. And you're like,
Mm.
oh, what did I do? I shouldn't have said that.
Yes, a few times, a few times.
So let's go into the next one that, like, I don't want to say that because I'll be, what if I'm rejected or maybe I
Mm.
sound stupid? And
Mm.
stupid is like not necessarily the word, that's the
Yeah.
word that I came up with, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the word that you might use. So tell us about how that one shows up for you.
Yeah, when I talk about the people pleasing that I got rid of, most of it, obviously, I'm still working on it. It's that bit. It's that bit of not wanting to say things clearly because of how it will come off. And I have, and this has been recent work, this has been in the past year that I'm working on this because it showed up even like in my emails.
Mm.
Because I want to please everybody. Because, that was my excuse. I want everybody to feel good. But at the end of the day, I was just like hiding my voice and not saying things. I realized that the way I say things helps people, supports people, right?
Mhm.
I'm not a bad person. So when I speak, I try to be already conscious about it. So that was a problem that I had, and it was sabotaging me. It was sabotaging my business as well. Because at the end of the day, when you do business, you have to say what you think. You have to say, right, and just raise your hand so your tribe can come to you. So
Mhm.
what I was doing, I was just toning down a bunch of things, and then I was attracting the wrong people because guess what? You're not talking like as yourself. So yes, huge work that I've done this year on this, and it's worth it because I've seen the difference. I've seen the
Mm.
difference in the conversations that I am having. But yeah, definitely struggled with this as well.
And for those of you who don't know Erica, she does this Tuesday tea, which I just love. I'm like, yes, yes. Like her Substack is the gentle badass, but like these are super powerful. I want to encourage you to like subscribe to her and follow them. They're so good.
Thanks.
And I feel
Yeah.
like those are bringing this part out of you.
Yes, yes, because I wanted to write something that was like the unhinged version of myself. I'm
Mm.
not editing. I'm not thinking, oh, this should be. Of course, I make it helpful. I share like a recipe, right? There's always a tea. I drop the tea and then I share the recipe to help everybody who reads the tea. But I just bring my unhinged self, and it's things that need to be said. And sometimes we are thinking about it. For example, this working hard and pleasing people. Sometimes we feel it in our hearts that it's not good for us, that it doesn't align, but we just need that validation, that confirmation. So I'll just talk about it just openly. Yeah, and I'm so glad that you like it. I enjoy so much. Tuesday tea is my favorite thing ever.
Love it. So then tell us about the inner critic showing up in this other one where it's like, I'll relax when everything else is done. I
Yeah.
haven't earned a break. I
Hmm.
need to be more productive. Tell us how that one shows up for you.
Yeah, and then you realize you have a business and not everything will get done ever in your life for
Mhm.
the rest of your life. but, but yeah, I mean, the gentle badass is it's all about this thing about being a badass, right? But also being gentle. I've all the whole thing that I've created is based on my experiences and how I go around it, and then I help people with that. Because yes, I've always been very driven and everything, but eventually you have to stop. Eventually you have to rest, and I didn't know the meaning of rest.
Mm.
I took in jobs where, I moved to Spain. I live in Spain right now, and I lived in the Canary Islands for 11 years. And when I got there, like I didn't speak Spanish, it was just a whole adventure. And I took in some jobs where I just had one day off, um, per week, and I just didn't have a life. And I just thought that was the normal thing to do. And then I just realized my value, I can do different things, and eventually I got, a teaching job and my life improved. But yes, always this feeling, and again, being an immigrant, right? And seeing my mom work night shifts, and then 4 more hours in the morning, and then not having enough money, right? That should be enough of a sign to know that it's not about working hard, that it's not about it. But I've assimilated it as I cannot rest, right? And knowing that I also have the gate, I can only imagine like my poor mind years ago trying to deal with this. But yeah, I struggled with this. And sometimes I do have some days. I had this weekend a few weeks ago. where I've decided that I wasn't going to work, but I was thinking about work the entire freaking day. And
Mm,
then it comes Monday, and I'm like, you didn't work, you didn't rest,
yeah.
right? And
Mhm.
so, but yeah, it's way better now, but it's this constant like conversation and self-love, right?
Mhm.
Self-love and compassion, and having that awareness that, we have this tendency, and just try to love myself and parent myself a little bit so I don't go overboard.
Yeah. And for those who know human design, she has an undefined root center, which carries with it this sense of
Mm.
urgency and like nothing is things are never done. And I grew up in a household where like my mom and my sister and my dad all had this undefined and I have it defined and I'm like it can wait for later. And they're like, "Oh, but we got to do this now." And they all have like not not perfect houses, but like pretty clean houses and like my house is just the way it is. And
Love that.
it's lived in and it drives my mom crazy, but like it's we all of us in our household have it defined and we're just like, "Eh, it's okay." Like when we have a deadline, we'll do it, but it doesn't need to be perfect. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you for diving into those with me. I love seeing human design in action. And um, so tell us how or do you use human design with any of your clients? Or is it just
Mhm.
something you've been using for personal development? And
I'm sorry, I'm
how
just running from the sun.
that's okay.
Just the entire life running from the sun. I'm so sorry. But about human design, I love human design. I'm fascinated by human design, but I don't use it with my clients. It's
Okay.
something that it's a tool that I use for myself. I recently had a coach helping me out, and it was so good. It was transformational because she helped me just use my voice a little bit more, just put myself a little bit. And it coincided with the thing that I realized about the people pleasing. I think I wrote about it in the tea that I was like, oh, I'm still people pleasing. What the hell am I doing? Why am I editing my emails so much? So she really helped me with that, and I just love human design as a tool, but I don't use it with my clients. I use different tools. I mean, if they want to know a little bit,
Mhm.
I'll tell them. But yeah, if you're looking for a human design expert, I'm not an expert, but I absolutely love it.
So, tell us about your work right now. What are you building? And yeah, that's the question. That's the
That's
that's the
it.
next question. I was like, wait, what? So tell us about what you are working on right now.
Yes, I am so excited. I have opened my Gentle Badass Academy here inside of Substack.
Mm,
So, the Gentle Badass Academy is for this woman who has done a lot of work, right? She's done a lot of work, but she knows that she wants to build something. Because what happens to a lot of us is that we stay in the thinking mind or we try to go things the hard way, right? So inside of the Gentle Badass Academy, what we do is I help you build the life that you want day by day. And now I'm having the most fun ever. We're having a 21-day challenge called Make the Move. And so every week I'm dropping audios, we have trainings, and it's just been amazing. I'm very excited. I already have 10 women inside. I'm like, this is amazing. So everyone who wants to check it out, just go ahead and check it out if it aligns with you. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited about the academy. I've been wanting to do a membership since forever. It's been 2 years that I already knew I want to do the Gentle Badass. It's going to be an academy. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have the hub. And then when I joined Substack, I was like, this is where the academy is going to go.
ooh,
I was so excited. So this is what I'm working on, and then obviously I have one-to-one clients. If anyone wants to know more about that, they can always DM me.
yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for you and for the like that it's coming together in Substack. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, I love it here. I love Substack. This is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that like I am meeting people all over the world and my daughter says Mom, where are your friends? And I'm like, well, one's in the UK and one's in New Zealand and one's in Germany. And like, it just doesn't quite, she's 12. It doesn't quite register for her that like that's possible. That I
Yes.
can talk to people all over the world and call them friends. And I love Substack. I love the community aspect of it that I did not
Yeah.
feel
And
on
it's
Instagram.
and it's so healthy, right?
Mhm.
I was talking to someone, she's been following me for years, and I was like, oh my God, just go on Substack. And she was like, do I have to download the app? And I told her, no, you don't, but download it because it's amazing. You're going to love it there. It's so good.
Yes, and when I can't sleep at night, it's like I'm reading articles and I'm like, I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
Exactly.
So one question I love to ask my podcast interviewees and on Substack. So what is one unwritten rule of midlife that you would like to rewrite?
This whole thing of like slowing down and just retreat somewhere. Like, what are we talking about? what are, that makes zero sense. That makes zero sense. We are the most powerful, we are the most unapologetic as we get older. And if we just, grab all that and use it to just empower other people or just do it ourselves, and also all of these things about just you have to dye your hair, you have to pretend you're young. No, no, like I completely just, for me, it's just like, no. I'm all for being ourselves at any age, and 40 is young, 50 is young, 60 is young. I mean, life is long. So, and now that we have all of this confidence and everything, we're supposed like to retreat and just, what? No.
Oh my gosh, Erica, this has just been such an amazing conversation. Thank you so much. And I am just going to say, like, I don't get to tell you that I'm so grateful because Substack doesn't let me talk to you afterwards, but I want to tell you thank you for being part of this. Thank you for everybody who joined us live. I'm so grateful for all of you. And I love that all of you are helping make this summer of self-love bigger and more impactful than I ever experienced. I ever thought it would be. I thought, oh, we'll just write about self-love and I'll ask people questions. And it just has blossomed into this amazing thing. So thank you for being part of it, Erica. I really appreciate it. And for everybody who's commenting and reading the articles and restacking. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your summer. And I will be, excuse me, this series is going to last until, I don't know, early September. I can't quite figure it out because more things keep coming and I'm just so excited about it. And also, I have 2 workshops that I'm hosting for paid subscribers that you can become a paid subscriber. You'll get the 2 workshops. They are on self-love and they are weaving in human design into them. And so this is all brand new content for me, excuse me, that I am developing and based on the human design system. But this is something I feel very passionately about. And I know that like learning that the second half of my life is about self-love is just changed everything for me. So if you're a paid subscriber, you'll get access to these 2 workshops at the end of July. I think it's July 30th and at the end of August. And then I have a super special thing that is coming at the end of August, all related to this summer that I just am geeking out about. And I shared a sneak peek of it with somebody and she's like, oh my gosh, Erica, this is amazing. So I'm so excited to share it with you if you're a paid subscriber. And thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Erica. Have a great one.